film, This Business of Autism, came about through a long professional and personal relationship with a good friend of ours, Michael Prunas, who lives in Long Island and is a real champion of a local nonprofit. It's a business with a social mission named Spectrum Designs. Several years ago, Michael had asked us if we would help them out and design their logo and redo their website. And we filmed a little overview video of the business and came to know the three founders, Stella, Nicole, and Patrick, and was just immediately very moved with their passion. And taking the B-roll for that overview video, meeting the employees and seeing how hard they were working, how committed they were to their jobs, but probably more importantly, just the quality of the work that they were putting out. It was as fine of work as I've seen anywhere. And we are in this business, the design and business. And it was incredible, the work that was coming out of this place. So in spring of this year, I noticed on Facebook that they had just completed their capital campaign and they were preparing to purchase a new building to expand their operation. I had been thinking about them for some time and I wanted to do a story about them, a documentary, if you will. And I just didn't know when would be the right time to approach them. And once I saw that news about the expansion into the new building, I knew that we had a framework of a timeline that we could use as the basis for our narrative arc. We were going to have a beginning, there was going to be some construction, and there was going to be a ribbon cutting, and then we were going to be into the new building. And even though that's not the main theme of the piece, it does provide a timeline that we can layer in all of the other topics around it. And so from the inception, I knew that there would be an ending. At some point, we would be in the new building and that we could shut it off. And so I reached out to Michael and Patrick, the CEO of Spectrum, and I pitched them on the idea, and they both wrote me back within a couple of hours. And they said, absolutely, we would love to hear your thoughts on this. Because we feel that this is a very important time, not just in the growth of Spectrum, but in the timeline and the universal awareness of employing young adults with autism. We just felt it was a very timely, very topical story that needed to be told. For me, already, before we even have gotten too deep into filming it, my research into this topic has been so uplifting and frustrating and enlightening and disheartening. It's a very emotional topic. It's a very economically focused topic in the sense that businesses like Spectrum can achieve profitability. And if you start to think about unsustainable government programs and the cost to institutionalize or warehouse, and it's so awful to even say that word, but I see it in my reading, in my research. That's a real word. It's just beyond me. But if you think about how can we create opportunities based on their aptitudes and capabilities, not file them away based on their challenges, right? Embrace the things that they do well, map that to certain kinds of business processes, and create rewarding, fulfilling opportunities for them that give them something to feel good about, a reason to get out of bed in the morning, just like everybody else. It's not that our work defines us as people, but it makes us feel like we're part of something, part of society. And again, to think about the rest of us, what I've learned to be called, we're known to the autistic community as neurotypical. The rest of us thinking about how are we paying for all of this, you know, like I said, through unsustainable government programs. It doesn't make sense the way that it is now. Something else that I've uncovered in my research, they are incented to not find a job because they don't want to go off support because it might end up costing them money in the long run. So all of these things have to be looked at and these stories brought to light. I don't feel it's my job to try to solve anything. There's people out there that are much smarter than I that live in this world every day. I feel that our job with the film is to start opening people's eyes to this situation, to these opportunities, to inspire entrepreneurs to move past their hesitancy and their fears of hiring people from this community, provide them opportunities, and ultimately make a difference in our own backyard. there's a theme of corporate responsibility in play here as well. It is irresponsible for large Fortune 500 corporations to send their business overseas or out of their community when they can make a real difference in their own backyards and in their own communities. And that plays to recruiting, retention, reputation. It seems like there is a win-win model that is possible here. There's still a long way to go, and it's not suitable for everybody. There is a point with people that are very low functioning where this may not be applicable, but who's to say at this point? And that's what I'm really excited about, the opportunity to tell this story, to speak with the families who live in this community every day, and to embrace these opportunities and to really champion these small businesses with a social mission.